Here in Amulree, 6th of October 22. I don't think I mentioned that. I've got the rucksack in the back of the vehicle and my walking boots. There's a hill behind us. I'll not show you just now because I'm not going out in that wind. Well, I'm going to have to go out in that wind, but the reason I'm going to go up Crieff, or Crieff as I call it, is because it's on, well, for the most part it'll be on the lee side of the wind. Very gusty, it's blowing about 50 or 60 in the gusts there. I've got a flask of tea, so I'll have a cup of tea before I set off. But what I'll do is I'll talk a wee bit here just now, and I'll go down to the other side of the Bran Burn and park up near the farm for my little jaunt up. It's after 2 o'clock, but that's the kind of time, you know, if I'm out in the mountains, I'll do an early start, but sometimes I like coming up later. If it's just a, well, I say a short jaunt, it'll take me a good 2.5 hours round trip, but coming down in the late sunshine is always nice. Well, we'll get late sunshine today, I think, for the most part. Some beefy showers this morning, but anyway, I should actually put up a photograph of the changing landscape, maybe show you something from early in the summer just to see how different the colours are becoming. I might get married to that birch tree there. I'm very fond of it. It's always a first for anything, isn't it? I mean, these same-sex marriages and stuff like that, well, why can't I marry a tree? I think I will. I think I'll arrange that. I'll see if the Church of Scotland will come and conduct a service that I want to get married to that birch tree. Yeah, so anyway, I received some information from up and down. I'd been rather puzzled and rather, let's just say, rather irate on the matters concerning that additional £14,000 that was given to. So anyway, what she's told me, I mean, I'm absolutely furious, really furious. She's told me she invested almost 80% of the money I gave her in the futures market. It's the very first time I've called her an imbecile. I said, you stupid dimwit. You can't, you know, investing in commodities and the futures markets, you know, takes some skill. It's a bloody gamble. And anyways, I think she's rather embarrassed about the situation. But what has transpired? I don't know how many thousands of bushels of wheat she bought on the futures market and through a Chicago broker overseas, but I mean, it's absolutely stupid business. I said to her, I said, have you any comprehension on what happens with the futures market? And she said, I was advised it was going to be a good investment. I said, was that one of your fake friends that's told you that? You know, I call them fake friends because they give her advice and she seems to take their advice before she takes mine. She's rather stubborn to take my advice, but I mean, I didn't know anything about this silly investment. But anyway, she purchased, I don't know how many thousand bushels of wheat, but during the last 20 years at least, the wheat price has you know, risen sharply and fallen sharply, as it sometimes does. And what transpires is she's went to sell everything that she had. I'm talking about the wheat stocks that she purchased, and she sold it at the very lowest value. There was 5 years in succession. I was trying to explain to her 5 years in succession that not only in Russia, not only in Canada and the United States, but also in Europe, they had bumper harvests 5 years in succession through the mid, 2010 to 2020. And the the period I'm talking about is exactly in 2015 when she sold. The price that she paid was over. I would say I think it's a 9,000 something currently the current price. I don't really invest too much in the futures. Not certainly not wheat at least. I do dab a little in commodities, but that's another matter. But in essence, what's happened is she's lost. If she'd hung on to that stock until at least 2021, even 2020, she would have made 3 times the amount of money that she invested. Absolutely furious with her. And I said to her, I says, how often have we had these types of discussions? I said to her, I says, there's always some element of stubbornness regarding you, and you fail to heed any of my good advice, economic or just general advice on any matter. And then when all the ship sails and the ship is sinking, you'll always come to me for assistance, or and always saying that, oh, I should have listened to you. I'm very sorry. I understand you were correct, and you are a very intuitive person. I know that, and you're very kind and generous. I know that. You've got a good heart, and you're very loyal. I know all that. I said, well, if you know all that, why don't you bloody listen to me? The futures market is just it's just crazy business. It's a very fast moving business. It's a very fast moving way to make money. But of course, she just went in head first, and I can't fathom out why she sold in 2015. It just doesn't bear thinking about. She didn't answer that question actually when I spoke to her. I said, "Is there any particular reason you cashed in at that moment?" But she didn't. She just gave me that usual look. And sometimes she does that when she knows she's in the wrong. She kind of stares rather blankly, kind of like a cat or something would look at you if it admission that it stole the fish off the counter. In actual fact, just one final thing, just while it's fresh in my brain. I remember when we were having these get-togethers not so long ago, when we were enjoying each other's company in a very conjovial way. I'd been invited down to the house, and we went in, and she was about to serve some very nice Kenyan coffee, and she made up some sandwiches, and she'd made some cake and stuff. But she said, "Do you like my painting?" I said, "Not really." I was entirely honest with her. I said, "Not really." And she said, "It's a Degas." I said, "That's not a Degas." I said, "For goodness sake, that's definitely not a Degas. I can tell you right now, it's not a Degas." I said, "Oh, don't tell me." I said, "How much did you pay for it?" I'd be rather embarrassed myself to admit how much she paid, but she said she paid £24,000, £24,500 exactly. I says, "Was there anything stipulated in regards to the artist and stuff?" And she said to me, "Yes, it said it was and then she realised it wasn't Degas, it was Degas. She bought a Degas from it's nothing to do with Degas. You understand what I mean? She's entirely silly, very stupid at times. She really is very stupid. So the £24,500 that she paid for this so-called Degas turned out to be a worthless piece of shit from a guy called Dugas.